Hi everyone. Hello. I'm Pauline Hatch, coming to you on Thursday night. I do one every Thursday night, just sharing with you a little bit about different things around health, healthy eating, family, anything and everything. And great to have a conversation together and share together. So hi Kelly, if you do jump on, say hi. Hi Barbara. Tonight, I'm really excited about tonight. And oh, hi Sam, hi Emma. I'm super excited about tonight. I hope that I can keep my thoughts. I've actually got notes because I'm like, okay, stay on track, because I know that I've got the potential to go on a total tangent tonight. I'm really passionate about what I'm about to talk about. So hi everyone who's jumping on. If you do jump on, you can say hi. Hi Michael, hi Anita, hi Hayden. So I'm a blogger and a writer. I'm very passionate about health and healthy eating. I'm very passionate about actually food as medicine. I really find that incredibly fascinating, the way that we can heal our bodies naturally through food and things like that. It's just really cool. So what I'm going to be talking about tonight is definitely around why we struggle to stay on a healthy track, on a healthy path. And I think this is something that I talk to a lot of people about all the time. It's one of the things that people say to me a lot, especially mums who are, had kids and they've been kind of focusing on other people, and then they go, okay, well now I'm like 5-10 kilos over what I normally am, and I'd like to go back to who I was, but I don't know where to start. I don't know why I can't stay on track. I don't know why I keep falling off the wagon all the time. I feel out of control. I feel like I'm spiraling. And that's something I identify with that totally. I completely get how that works. And so I kind of want to go through that tonight and talk about the good points about that and why actually it's not your fault. That's actually what I'm going to get to. So I'm going to explain that. So yeah, remember to say hi. Hi, Kylie. Hi, Michael. Hi, Stuart. I am going to be asking for a little bit of interaction tonight because I need to know your answers so that I can say this in a way that is relevant to you. So you definitely need to, if I say answer, you need to answer. Okay. All right. So have you ever been on a diet, guys? So if you have, you can say yes, you can do whatever. Have you ever had a time you've said, right, Monday, I'm going on a diet because you wanted to lose weight or you wanted to just start eating healthier? And then who then had like cake at the office because it was, Sophie's birthday. And then you've gone, oh, it doesn't matter. I'll start on Friday, or I'll start next Monday or something like that, right? So yes, okay, lots of people. The problem, I think, and this is not actually part of my points that I'm going to talk about, but what I want to say first is that I think that we really need to start rethinking the word diet. So diet actually means the food that a thing eats, right? So the diet of a koala is eucalyptus leaves, okay? So we've kind of taken that word and we've modified it to mean something really negative. Like when I say I'm going on a diet, that doesn't make me feel like awesome. I go, oh, okay, so I'm on a diet means that I am going to restrict myself. I'm going to deprive myself. I'm going to miss out. I'm going to have no fun. That's the connotation that we have around the word diet. So saying I'm going on a diet actually means I'm in for a really crappy time, but I'm definitely going to do it because I really want to lose some weight. But we need to start reframing that phrase a little bit. I think that's just come out of the last 30-40 years of all those fad diets. We've kind of changed the word diet. So let's reframe it. Let's give it a new story. So instead of saying I'm going on a diet, what if we made it something like, I'm going to focus on eating amazing, healthy foods that are going to fill my body with incredible energy and give me great mental clarity. Or what if we said something like, today I'm really going to focus on foods that make me feel light and clean and give me great energy. Can you see the difference between the two statements? I'm going on a diet is all about restriction and what you can't have, and saying that you're going to fill your body with amazing foods is all about the things that you can do that will actually make your life better and more healthy and more abundant. And what you've done then is given yourself a mission statement rather than a set of rules to work in. You've actually freed yourself to eat incredible amounts of great food and restrict the foods that are not good for you, but only because you're focusing on the foods that are good for you. So I think that's really important. I think that's something that we need to start thinking about. So eliminate the word diet from your vocabulary completely, unless you're talking about koalas. Eliminate the word diet and just start saying it in a way that is actually, I'm going to do this because I want to lose weight, but I'm going to lose weight by being incredibly focusing on those foods that are going to make my body, my metabolism work beautifully, and that are going to clear out the garbage that's in my system. So we need to rephrase the way that we're talking about our mission in terms of being healthy and losing weight. Okay. That's hi everybody who's jumping on. Sorry if I've missed you. Hi Yolanda, Jake, Helen, Nicole, Becky, Vanessa and Steve, Sonia, Catherine. I think that's what I got up to. So yeah, you can say hi. I would love interaction on this one tonight because I'm going to be asking you some questions. And actually, I think I'm going to ask you a question right now. Something that I wanted to talk about quickly is the shame and guilt around the way that the food choices that we make. I think this is important because, well, okay, first of all, you don't have to feel like I'm going to be pointing the finger at you. Like my kids had a thing at school yesterday and they came home with all these lollies left over and I ate a whole bunch of Minties today. So like, I'm not going to point the finger and go, you know, you guys are bad eaters, pointing the finger at myself. But the reason I want to talk about shame is because I actually want to say that you don't have to feel ashamed if you continually make bad choices, if you find yourself falling off the wagon all the time. Don't feel shame. So shame is that feeling of saying to yourself, I'm useless at this. I have no willpower. I have no self-control. I will never lose weight because I'm too weak to say no to the foods that I know are making me fatter or sicker or unhealthier or whatever. I want to talk about why that's something that we can just chuck out. So I want you to think about a food that you generally crave. So it might be something that you crave in the afternoon when you have an energy slump. It might be something that you crave when you're feeling like emotionally a bit low. So chuck it, if you're brave, chuck it in the comments. If not, just think it in your head. So mine is chocolate. I could eat chocolate 24 hours a day. I have done crazy, radical things to eat chocolate. I can remember when I was younger, I used to eat cooking chocolate, like that compound chocolate, if there was nothing else in the house, because that's how strong my craving for chocolate was. So what's yours? It could be donuts, it could be chips, it could be hot chips, it could be chocolate milkshakes, it could be Slurpees, like I don't know, whatever it is. Michael said biscuits, yes. So yeah, chuck them in the comments if you want to. I can promise you that no one is going to look at it and go, oh my gosh, you're addicted to donuts. That's crazy. Like everyone's got the same kind of addictions, okay? Twisties, yes. Oh, I like this. Okay, keep going with them. All right, so think of that food in your mind, and then I want you to ask yourself, is that food good for you? Is that a healthy food for you? Chances are that food is not healthy and you know it. Chances are Barbara knows that twisties are not good for her and Michael knows that biscuits are not good for him, right? I know that chocolate is not good for me in that form that I'm eating it in. So then ask yourself, well, why do you keep eating it? Steve, why do you keep eating Krispy Kreme? Why do you go back for it every single day? Why, when you're trying to eat well, is that the one thing that you continue to have because you just have to have it? You can tell me in the comments if you like. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to have a think about that. And there's no wrong answer. I guarantee you whatever answer you put in there or in your mind is correct. If you said to yourself that it's because they taste good, that's correct. If you said to yourself that it's comfort food, that's correct. And if you said to yourself because you're mildly addicted to it, that's incredibly correct. And all of those other things come back to that. It comes back to addiction. That's why chocolate, Naomi, fist bump. And Sam said, me too, to twisties. Yes, that's right. Sam also likes Freckles chocolate. Okay. All right. So yes, you are addicted. You sitting there on your couch right now watching this, you are addicted, just like I am, just like every like billions of other people. Like you are not alone in your own addicted boat. Like you are in a cruise ship with billions of other people who are also addicted to certain foods. Michael said, when I finally sit down at night, I need a treat. You know what, Michael, I'm the same. And I think that's because I grew up eating dessert. And I actually think that's created something in my mind that goes, even though I'm full and satisfied, I need to eat something sweet. And that's hard for me. I have to really like sometimes I spend the whole night thinking about what I can eat and that I shouldn't eat anything. And it kind of occupies my mind even while I'm doing other stuff. Yes, so that's it. And Barbara said, because I crave them. Exactly. Naomi, because it's yummy. Exactly. All of those reasons come back to the fact that we are addicted. We all are. So I'm going to tell you why that's good news. Okay, a little while ago, I was watching a TED talk. I can't actually remember what it was about. I think it was something to do with food and healthy eating or addiction. I can't even remember now. Food and our response to food or something. And the top comment, I just saw it because it was on the top. It had a couple of hundred comments on it and a bunch of likes. And it was this guy who said, I keep thinking I should eat healthy, but then I think, well, I might die tomorrow. And I'd rather be happy today and eat pizza and chips. And I thought, I have always remembered that. That was months ago that I saw that. And I've always remembered it. And I think that it sums up exactly what we're talking about here, because that guy, in his mind, he thinks that happiness is eating junk food. But what he's actually saying is, and what a lot of us are saying without even realizing it, is he's saying, I'm addicted to these foods and I believe they make me happy, when really what they're doing is giving me my next dopamine hit. So there's a couple of substances in our food at the moment that are basically the biochemical reaction they create in your brain are the same as crack. And those two things are refined sugar and refined flour. They have the same effect on your body. So if you think, oh, I'm going to not eat my chocolate this afternoon and I'll have a sandwich instead on white bread or whatever, it's the same. You're doing the same thing. You're actually just substituting one evil with another. So sugar and white flour have the same impact in our brain biochemically as addictive substances like cocaine, okay? The worst part about that is that there are scientists out there right now who are spending their days, every single day, finding ways to make the products they're selling more and more and more addictive. They actually use technology like MRIs to be able to scan people's brains and work out what formula of that recipe creates the most habit-forming reaction in our brain. And they're doing that specifically so that you will eat that food and be so addicted that every single day your brain will say, I need that, I need that, I need that. I'm not going to let you stop thinking about it until you eat it, until you eat it, until you eat it. So the next time you fall off the wagon, don't go, oh my gosh, I have no willpower. Stop and go, oh my gosh, my brain is having a chemical crazy thing right now where it needs its next dopamine hit of that thing. And everyone's going to have a different craving to something. Like mine is chocolate, Naomi's is chocolate, but Barbara loves twisties. But that's because we're all different. So we're all going to have a different thing that our brain reacts to. But that's what I'm saying. You can chuck out the shame. There's no need to self-loathe over something that's beyond your control. This is just the modern world that we live in. We live in a world where 75% or something of our supermarket is full of products with added sugar in them, tons of sugar everywhere. So it's incredibly hard to escape that. So don't blame yourself for something that is actually not your fault, right? It's just the way that it is. It's the fight for your brain that's going on right now. The good thing about that too is that when you understand that, you can actually kind of look at it and go, oh, now I get why I'm craving a donut. Ah, okay. It kind of takes some of the power away from it, because you can go, well, I don't need it. It's just that my brain is saying it needs it, but you don't actually need it. It kind of takes some of that. Once you understand it, it takes the power out of it. And there's also a little bit of, well, stuff you, Krispy Kreme. I'm not going to eat your stuff that you've made so that I feel sick and fat. Like, kind of a little bit of a stick it to the man sometimes as well, you know. Oh, Cadbury, you've been tricking me all these years with your with your scientists, your food scientists, your scientists out there trying to make me addicted. All right, so no shame, no self-hate, because that's just the way it is. And it's, like I said, the fight for your brain. And it can start today, you know, get your brain back. I'm going to go through how to do that as well. All right, so how we get control back over our brain. First of all, recognize your trigger food. So tons of you have already done that. Oh, sorry, some people have joined. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Mike. Hi, Pete. Hi, Nate. Feel free to say hi and jump into the convo if you've jumped on and I haven't said hello to you yet. Recognize your trigger food, and your level of addiction is the next one. So a lot of you have already recognized the food that makes your brain like go into crazy mode. You need this. That's your first thing, is to just work that out. That's pretty simple. That's the thing that you crave when you're low in energy. It's the thing you crave when you're emotionally a little bit down. The next one is to start making the changes. So in my experience, there's really kind of basically two ways to do that. The first way is a little bit like the Band-Aid way, and that's to just go on a detox. So a detox doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're having like I don't know, cabbage juice 5 times a day, right? That's the kind of old-fashioned detox. I've done lots of different ones. I've done juice detoxes and stuff like that. But there are ways to do a cleanse, like a detox cleanse. That's just basically, you know, you're still just eating real food. You're still eating normal meals and everything like that, but you're just eating certain foods that are helping your body to detox all of that stuff from your brain and detox your body out and break some of those addictive and habit-formed things that are going on. So I've got some programs that I can definitely recommend around that. There's some great recipes as well. So, and you might need, some people might only need 3 days and some people might need 21 days. Again, everyone's different. So how long it takes you to break whatever your addiction is completely yours. You know, you've got to assess that and feel it out as you go. But that's kind of the best and easiest way to do it, because it is just ripping off a Band-Aid. You'll get results a lot faster. Yes, you'll feel a bit rubbish for the first few days. That's withdrawals. Like, you don't get withdrawals unless you have an addiction, and that's what that is. So you definitely will feel the difference really quickly. You'll feel your energy coming back. You'll feel your clarity coming back. You'll stop craving stuff. So that's the easiest way to do it. And yes, it does take willpower, but when you've got your mission statement and when you understand what is going on chemically in your brain, it's actually a lot easier to say no to stuff. So yeah, detox cleanse is a really great way to do it. And again, I can recommend some around that that are much easier, much more palatable than going on your cabbage juice cleanse. And the other way to do it is a bit more of a slow and steady kind of way. Like I say, it's the 1% way. So you identify what your food is and just work at slowly eliminating it and reduce it at first. So if like your thing is that you love Coke, and so every afternoon you're having a big can of Coke and a chocolate bar, okay, because you're having a slump in the afternoon. So maybe you would get your chocolate bar, get your Coke, but only have half of your Coke and still have your chocolate bar, and then reduce it a little bit more. But then you can also add in something like mineral water with lemon juice in it, or something like that, or ginger, or, you know, a healthier substitute, so that you're not depriving yourself, you're just replacing something. So you're reducing and replacing, and then eventually you're having no Coke and just your chocolate bar. And then you would start to reduce and replace that in some way as well with a healthier form of chocolate. I have so many amazing chocolate recipes. Cacao is so good for you. It's actually really good at helping with cravings, but processed chocolate is not good for you. But yeah, I can give you tons of recipes on healthy chocolate things as well. But that's the other thing that you do. You reduce it and you replace with something that's healthier. So that's a slower way to do it. And I don't know whether it works for you or not is up to you, you know, because the fact is that there's still so much added sugar in other things that you might still be battling that that kind of sugar addiction going on in your brain. But it's definitely a great way to do it. The other way to do it is, or the other thing you can do either way actually, with whichever option you choose, the quick rip it off Band-Aid detox, or whether you choose to do it a little slower with the 1%. Another thing that you can do is add in, have meals that basically you want to preempt the craving. So you add in meals that have protein, that have fiber, have good fats in them, and good carbs. And that way it helps to stabilize your blood sugar, and it prevents your blood sugar from crashing, which leads to the craving, and then your body going, I need that dopamine hit to make me feel awake again. So a great way to do that, if you don't feel like making massive meals all the time, to do that. The other way to do it is to make smoothies. So I'm a huge fan of smoothies. You'll see me plastering smoothies all over my Facebook because I love them. They are the best way to cover every base. You can chuck so much stuff in them. They're super portable, so you can make an amazing shake that has everything, all of those things I just said in it, and you can chuck it in one of those hot cold thermos bottles and take it with you. So when you're out and you're walking past whatever muffin break, you can look at it and go, no, it's okay. I've got my healthy chocolate smoothie here. I'll have that instead. And that will help you to break, again, that dopamine. You know, you have your cacao. It's helping to stabilize your blood sugar. It's filling all of those gaps that your body needs. That's the way that you can start, you know, changing the story on that addiction around whatever your food is. So smoothies, I absolutely love smoothies. I have a bucket load of smoothie recipes. I'm always happy to share them. So always just comment or PM me if you want any of that stuff. The gourmet, what are they called? The detox guides, or the shakes recipes, chocolate recipes, happy to share any of those. Okay, sorry, Fran said, how about cheese? Cheese is a huge and hard one because some cheeses are okay, but some are not. Dairy in general is iffy the way that it's manufactured now, like modern farming of cows, and the treatment of milk is really, really bad. So unless you're having raw milk, dairy in general is bad, but then some cheeses are okay because of the way they're made. So that's a massive thing. Are you addicted to cheese, Fran? Some people make their own cheese, and it's great. And you can make fermented cheeses that are awesome. So yeah, cheese is a huge can of worms to be opening. But yeah, I wouldn't say it goes into the junk food category. I don't know how much they add things to cheese. I'm actually not sure about that. We're not a big cheese eating family because we just avoid dairy. Nathan said, your top makes me want to eat Fruit Loops. Yes, but so tasty. I was trying to look bright and cheerful as I talked about addiction. Okay. So yeah, smoothies are awesome. They're always a great all-rounder when you're trying to fill gaps and get rid of bad foods in your diet. Did I say hi to the new people who've jumped on? Oh, hi, Emma, Nathan, Pete, Mike. Did I say? I can't remember. Sorry if I've said you twice. Hi, Cindy. You just jumped out. Fran said, I raced out tonight for a Gorgonzola fix. You know, sometimes, Fran, I don't know if I should share this or not, but sometimes my chocolate craving has been so strong that I've been at home and I've literally gotten into my car and driven to the shops, bought chocolate, gone home and eaten the whole lot. So that's how strong our craving is. I mean, that's just ridiculous behavior, but that's what it does to us. And I go through that all the time. But then I find that after I've eaten it, I don't feel good. I feel shaky and my heart starts thumping, and it's just not worth it. But that's where guilt actually comes in. It comes in and plays a positive role, because there's a very big difference between shame and guilt. Shame is saying, I'm terrible at staying on a healthy diet, but guilt is actually saying, I did that and I don't feel good about that and I kind of wish I hadn't done it. So if you go out with your mates and your thing is Coke, like I said before, and you order a Coke with your lunch, you might enjoy the actual taste and the dopamine hit and stuff like that, but afterwards you'd probably be like, well, I don't feel good about that afterwards. That didn't actually make me feel as good as I thought it would, because you're feeling guilty after. So use it as a positive thing. Like, remember that feeling, and next time you're faced in the same situation, you can just say, you know what, last time I didn't feel good after I had that. I think I'll just have a mineral water, and you'll feel good. You won't have any guilt attached to it at all. So use guilt in a positive way. Use it to assess how you're feeling after you eat that thing, and start rewriting the story again around that, whatever your addiction food is. All right, so the summary for those of you who jumped on a little bit later, very quickly, that I went through at the start, was change the story around eating well. So say to yourself, today I'm going to choose foods that make my body alive and really healthy and vibrant and clean so that I feel amazing. So say that. Never say I'm going on a diet, because that's nuts. Just talk about how amazing your day is going to be when you fill your body with incredible food that serves it, okay? So that's your first thing. Second, recognize what your addictions are and just own up to it. Go, oh my gosh, okay, yes, I'm addicted to twisties. Okay, so, right, that's not your fault. They have been chemically designed to make you addicted, and that's just the thing that happened to stick in your brain, and that's what you're left with, okay? Recognize it, own it, be aware of it. And third, work on the addictions either by detoxing or just cutting them out by the 1% method, reduce and replace. And lastly, always just kind of step outside of that and go, companies, I know what you're doing, and I refuse to be part of that. Because, you know what, we're just in a huge fight at the moment with food companies. You know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it seriously doesn't, well, maybe I am, I don't know, but it doesn't take too much research to see that there's a lot of manipulation going on, and we're the lab rats, you know, like we're the ones being fed this stuff, and we're not even aware most of the time that we're eating it. And then there's people just making money off it. You know, they're out there deliberately making you addicted to food so they can just make heaps of money. And there's so much of that going on in every area, in advertising as well. And I think, you know, we're in a fight for ourselves and like we've just talked about tonight, about having that addiction dopamine thing in your brain. Like, you're fighting for your brain, right? And Naomi said, ironically, that sugar film is about to be on. Okay, I'm going to hop off so you can go watch it, guys. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They will go over this in so much more detail. But, you know, even with our kids, like, we're in a fight for our kids. There are so many diseases now that our kids are getting that are adult diseases, but our kids are getting them because they're exposed to this awful, manipulated, chemically engineered food from when they're born now. Like, I'm 38 and I wasn't exposed to this stuff until the last however many couple of decades or whatever, but our kids are getting it from when they're born. So we're in a fight for our kids. You know, they'll do anything they can to manipulate kids into eating that food and making it as difficult as possible for you as a parent to say no. I've said to my kids before, you know, how at the shops and stuff, they put the junk food at eye level of the kids. And I've explained to my kids, you know, Sam said, you don't look a day over 21. It's good lighting. I've explained to my kids, you know, when they've said, Mummy, can we get that? Oh, look, that's half price. Can we have that? I just say to them, you know what? They put that there to make you have a tantrum. They are making you have a big whoopee and get angry at me and ruin my day so that then I give in and buy you that thing and they make more money. Do you want to be a victim of that? And they're like, oh, yeah. But, you know, they're getting it. They're understanding more and more. That's all just manipulation. Like, all the packaging, there's so much science behind packaging. Okay, I'm going off on a tangent. This is why I have notes, because I just go off on a complete tangent. But there's so much around that we have to be aware of, because, guys, we are seriously in a fight. So the next time you see a mum who's giving her kid like a bottle of kombucha, don't go, oh, you're one of those people. Go, oh my gosh, you're in the fight. That's awesome. Like, fist bump, man. That's cool. Because that's what we have to do, or else our generations are going to do exactly, like our next generations are going to do exactly what they're predicting, and that is they're going to die younger and they're going to be sicker. And I just absolutely reject that for my family. So it's up to us to protect ourselves, to break the addictions that are out there, and to protect our family as well. It's so important. So who's ready to start rethinking food? Who's ready to start rewriting that story around the mentality towards the food that you're addicted to, and starting to make some changes towards that? Like, who's going to do that? Like, I absolutely need to continue. I have to continually get on top of my chocolate addiction, okay? I'm not saying that once it's gone forever. It might be something you have to deal with all the time. But guess what? Again, that's the world we live in. That's the way that things have gone, and that's what we have to deal with. But, you know, the awesome thing is we're in a time where the tide is turning, you know, like people are starting to stand up and go, no, we're not doing this anymore. And it's awesome. So I'm really excited about that, because I think more and more, like, people who are jumping on tonight, all you guys, rock stars, because you've jumped on because you want to make a change, obviously, in your own health. Do it for yourself. Do it to stop feeding the fat cats extra money, and do it for your families as well. Sam said that mum we saw saying to the kid, why do you always act so bad after we give you Coke? Yes, you only need to look at kids and their behaviour after they've had any sugar to see that that's what's happening to us. It's just that we don't see it as obviously as our kids display it. But it's all happening, I promise you. It's all happening on the inside. And we see it in diseases and low immunity and things like that. So it is happening. So, yeah, it's all power to you. You know, you guys just... If you did miss it, I'm not going to, I'm out of time. And Naomi said the sugar film, whatever, is about to be on. So I'm going to let everyone go and watch that. And that will absolutely cement to you that it's your time to start looking at what's going on and start making those changes, get your health back. And yeah, if you need info on detoxing, if you need info on recipes for shakes, what did I say, smoothies, chocolate, I don't know, I probably mentioned some other things. Just let me know. I don't have a PDF summary of what I've talked about. I just had no time this week. But if you would like a summary of what I've said, I can actually just give you my notes. I haven't had time to make it beautiful, but I'm happy to share the notes so that you've got it written down as well. So just comment, send me a private message. I'll share anything that you need, or just if you want to have a convo, just let me know. Happy to chat. So thanks everyone so much for jumping on and being so interactive and lovely. Hi to everyone I didn't get to say hi to who jumped on. Erin and Kylie, Aaron, Wendy, and Katie. I don't think I said hi to Katie. Cindy, can't remember again. So anyway, thanks everyone for jumping on, and I will see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye.